In this video, we'll take a look at the clone command. Clone command can be used to update parts with changes that you make on another part. So if I make a change on this part here and I want those changes reflected in the parts in the nest, I can use the clone command. It's found on the Cam tab under the parts submenu down here. So for example, if I do something like change lead position, I decide I'd rather have the lead over here. So that change is not carried over to the parts on the nest. Rather than having to do it 6 times, I can go to the part command, click on clone, prompts us down here at the bottom, select part. So this is the part that I want to clone, and then it prompts select parts, and then we would select the parts that we want to clone this to. So you can do select boxes, just want to make sure you get the parts that you actually want to clone. If I were to actually click that, it would also clone that to that part. So part clone, that, and then select parts. I'll do that, hit enter, and then we see that the lead in position is moved on all of those. If you've got a more involved nest on the nest tab, you can use this browser button here to show you where parts are on a nest. So as you hover over these here, you'll see it'll show up in the nest there. There is also on the Cam tab, parts submenu, this find part option. So click here and find where the parts are on your screen. You can type in parts of the name, it'll filter it down. Clone can also be used if I change the geometry. So if I stretch this and make that a little bit longer. Again, I want to update that on these parts here. Part, clone, original part or modified part, and then the parts that I want to update, and then those will get changed. Things like qualities, that will change automatically. You don't have to clone a quality. So if I decide I want to change the quality on this part, that automatically gets copied over to the parts. And then one thing to be careful of if you're cloning parts on a nest like this is that you don't get parts that then start overlapping. So since I've extended this leg and these are the original parts with the shorter legs, if I go to part and clone, pick this part, pick the parts I want to clone to, hit enter, so you'll see that the legs will get longer, and there could be areas where they go into another part depending on how close you are to them, to the other parts there. Now if you don't catch that, there is a check box that you can turn on in your settings to warn you if you've got parts that are too close. So I'll set my cut order here. We'll go to either into the process here, or to check to see if it's turned on or turned on initially, can go to the process menu here and strategy, and you can check this check part distance box that's on your settings area. And then when you go to process, it'll give you this warning here, parts too close. So if you want to continue, you can. If you don't, click on no, and then it'll highlight where it sees that parts have toolpaths that are overlapping, and then you can either renest or manually move pieces as you need to. So that's the clone command. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.